there, Latin 1. So, let's talk grammar, shall we? Take a look, please, at pages 240 and 241. Go ahead and read those. All right, you've done that. Now, copy down the chart on page 241 all the way. Okay, you've done that. So let's talk about demonstrative pronouns and adjectives. It's basically the same thing. You use the same words doing the same thing. So demonstrative means it demonstrates, it points it out. It means this and it means that. This is closer, that is farther. This is domestic, that is foreign. This is not well known, that is famous. This and that. And now you're starting to see the construction of language when we talk about, like, when you say those people. It's really kind of messed up in a special way. Because anything that is that or those is farther away from you. It's not of you. It's not the same as you. Anytime you say this or these, it's something that's much closer to you. It's something you will relate to. So it's this and that. What you need to know is that they demonstrative pronouns and adjectives match the nouns that they modify or replace in number, case, and gender. So write that down. Cool. So here's what we're going to do now. I'm going to show you this. And I've color-coded it so we can keep it pretty steady. So heek, hike, hoke means this, okay? This boy, this girl, this beating wand, all right? So I did the singulars and then I did the plurals, okay? But I kept them in the same colors. So heek, hike, hoke, huyus, 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 huik, 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 hunk, honk, hoke, hoke, hawk, hoke. Now there's something called the heek, hike, hoke club. And you have to be able to say all 30 of these words in 5 seconds or less. The best I ever got was like 8 seconds, maybe 7. But I saw a professor from Tulane University do it, and it was quite amazing. A lot of geek cred. All right, and then the plural. He, hi, hike, horum, harum, horum, his, his, hos, has, hike, his, his. Now there's some patterns I want to point out to you. Number 1, you remember when we did 1, 2, and 3? You remember unius? Well, take a look at that. The uyus. Okay, all the way across. All the genitives are the same. All the datives do a weird thing. Okay, hunk, honk, hoke. So normally it ends with an M, but an M and a C, unk, is easier to do if you just go unk. Okay, and then the hoke, notice, it's the same because it's neuter. And these all deserve macrons. If you don't put a macron here, I won't know which one you mean. In the plural, it looks just like seconds and or first and seconds. Okay, and that's kind of nice. And what's cool there is like the neuter plural looks just like the feminine singular. Cool. Now you've copied it down. I'll put this away, and let's look at that over there. Ile, ila, ilud. Okay? So, again, I did the exact same pattern, I believe. I think I even color-coded it the same way. Ile, ila, ilud. Ilius, ilius, ilius. Ili, ili, ili. Ilum, ilam, ilud. Ilo, ila, ilo. Ili, eli, ila. Ilorum, ilarum, ilorum. Ilis, ilis, ilis. Ilos, ilas, ila. Ilis, ilis, ilis. So let's look at some patterns again, okay? The nominatives are all kinds of weird. The ius thing is happening again, and there's a reason for it, but I'm not going to tell you right now. Then the dative looks like they're thirds, and then it looks like they're trying to be seconds, and then the neuter repeats. And then it looks like they're trying to be seconds. And then over here, it looks like they really dove into being seconds for the most part. Okay? So that's what that is all about. There are songs, but they're not very good. So I'm not going to do them. Now, let's look at what they mean. So the first sentence, Ili pueri in ramos ascenderant. Those boys had climbed into the branches. Those boys. Haec arbor semper stabat. This tree always was standing. Quis est mater huius puellae? Who is the mother of this girl? Ubihi servi ilius domini in horto concurrerent, hos canes invenient. When these slaves of that master will have run in the garden, they will discover these dogs. Now, what's really cool is you can do this. Let's say that we're talking about the boys. Let's say that we're talking about the tree. Let's say that we're talking about the girl. Let's say that we're talking about the slaves and the master and the dogs. You could actually, in that first sentence, if we were talking about the boys in the previous sentence, like the boys were running in the garden, and then ili in ramos ascenderunt, we would know that you're referring to the boys. We would say, oh, those ones climbed up had climbed up into the branches. Haec semper sedibat. Oh, we're talking about this tree over here, right? So this thing, this tree, always was standing. Quis est mater huius? Who is the mother of this one? We knew we were talking about a girl in the previous sentence, right? So who's the mother of this one? Ubihi ilius in horto concurrerent hos invenient. When these, we know we're talking about slaves, of this, or of that master, because we were talking about that master, will have run into, or in the garden, they will find these, and now we know we're talking about the dogs, because of a previous sentence. Okay? So you could absolutely, and it's a very Roman thing to talk about this guy over here and that guy over there. I mean, they would do stories about, these two stupid teenagers, and you would know they were talking about Pyramus and Thisbe. So go ahead and go over that a bunch of times. Then I want you to do exercise 26B. And, just translate it. It's really easy. So, hic puer in hac via, ille in illa habitat. This boy lives on this road, that one in that road. Okay? All right. I'm going to hit the button.